All right. I had the privilege of attending a preseason basketball game. Wow. What a time. As you know, preseason well underway, and I was at the Boston Celtics, your Boston Celtics, against your Orlando Magic on Monday at the TD Garden. And I thought I'd share some of my thoughts. Just both teams, in terms of both teams. And, NBA preseason's weird. I think, like, football, there's kind of more of or NFL at least, there's a more, like, you can kind of know what to expect each game in terms of, like, how much the starters are going to play. NBA, like, I couldn't tell you. It seems like some teams are resting starters, some teams are playing them more. I mean, in this game, starters played a decent amount, especially the Celtics, and they really, I think they only probably played like 10 to 12. Magic went a little deep into the bench, more so, in the fourth quarter. My biggest takeaway, I think, first of all, Celtics offense. I'm liking a lot of the move, a lot more movement, it seems, a lot more off-ball screens. Preseason, I think a guy like Dennis Schroeder seemed to, kind of commit to trying to facilitate, get the ball moving, and that's kind of an easy thing to do preseason, and just kind of, everyone's feeling good. I hope they maintain that throughout the season, because when the ball's flying around like that, it just makes it easier for everyone. And I think Schroeder's the kind of guy that could initiate some of the offense, that could, make the defense make that first rotation, kick it out, get them kind of on their heels. And I think he showed that on Monday night. The thing is, Jason Tatum, all right, we know he can score. We know, he's a phenom, whatever. But now, new coach, new offense. And I felt like there were a couple instances where they had that kind of ball moving around, guys flying around, making an extra pass, and then it would get to Tatum and it would just be like a black hole. Like he would just, it became like an ISO thing. Can I say black hole? It's just a hole, sorry. Not racially motivated there. Black holes, that's just what it's called. What I'm saying is when you pass in the ball, like it's not coming back out, because he's doing some ISO stuff, and that's what he's used to. Like, I don't blame him for having that mindset, because with the offense in the past couple of years and the majority of his career, he's had to create his own shot. But I'd like to see, try to take the pressure off of him and try and, get points and score through the offense, and not have to work so hard for your own shot, but come off of screens, off-ball stuff, backdoor cuts, stuff like that. There are a lot of easy buckets to be had, backdoor cuts in the NBA. I feel like, you catch a guy sleeping every once in a while. It's not always as egregious as J.R. Smith dapping up, I think it was Jason Terry on the bench and giving up an easy layup. But, you can catch guys, overcommitting or sleeping a lot. So I think, and that's easier when the ball's moving around, defense is focusing, off of their man, and then you can slip behind them. So that's one thing, and something you won't see on TV is that, Tatum spent, like, the majority of the time he was on the bench, he was, like, off to the side by, like, the tunnel to the locker room, just on a stationary bike with a trainer. And I feel like, I don't know, it kind of bugged me. I get, whatever, it's whatever, and everyone makes a big deal about Tatum, Jaylen Brown's relationship, and obviously they're the kind of cornerstones of the franchise. But I think, obviously, Tatum has established himself as the number one, and Jaylen's, a very strong two. But I would have liked to see Tatum on the sideline, talking guys up, being more involved, just from like a teammate standpoint, because I don't love him trying to, separate himself. Because, if I'm a Romeo Langford, if I'm Aaron Nesmith, Peyton Pritchard, and I see, it doesn't seem like Tatum's taken on like as much a leadership role. He's not as a vocal guy, and that's fine. Like Kawhi won multiple championships. Really only the Toronto one where he's your number one kind of voice. So he doesn't have to be vocal, but I think as a as a teammate, just through actions. It doesn't have to be through words, just being on the sideline, having a good time, trying to talk through things with guys. I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, to see him just off to the side for most of the game. But that's from the Celtics standpoint. I like Schroeder. I like a lot. Good to see Horford back. I think he's a locker room guy, and I think Brad Stevens, for the shortcomings of like Enes Kanter, another great locker room guy. I think he loved Boston, and he probably won't play very much, but I think he'll be someone that, if there's a COVID outbreak or injuries, there are worse guys to plug in than Enes Kanter. So there's that. Romeo Langford, I think, hit a clutch 3 at the end of the game to put him up, which, ended up being the game-winning shot. So feel good about him, I guess. I mean, it was a small sample size. We'll see if Pritchard and Schroeder can play together in the backcourt. It's pretty small. But that's going to kind of come down to Ime Udoka and what he decides to do. Robert Williams, not impressed by him. He missed, I think he missed 2 dunks. I'm not seeing any progress, or he didn't really show that he was working on anything new as of yet. Doesn't mean he won't, but just in the time he played, I didn't see anything new, and I didn't see anything great from him. But it's first preseason game, so that's fine. And Josh Richardson also not. I mean, he had kind of a sick block, but other than that, not much showing up on the stat sheet or just on the floor in general. It's one game, so, small sample size. And that Celtics team's deep, so I don't know how much they really need from Josh Richardson. I don't see him playing more than 20 minutes a game. It might just be, you ride the hot hand, whether it's Pritchard, whether it's Richardson. Obviously Marcus Smart's going to take up some minutes. Schroeder's going to take up some minutes. But I could also see you shrink that rotation, have Schroeder play 30 minutes, and Josh Richardson, Pritchard might see 10, maybe 8 in the second quarter, something like that. So that's the Celtics, and I could say more, but I want to get to the Magic too, because they were also in the building. And I like what I saw from a couple guys. I think Jalen Suggs already looks like a solid point guard type, can shoot the ball. Obviously, yeah, he shot from the logo. That was nuts. I did not realize he had that kind of range. And he has the confidence to take that. That's kind of crazy. So, I like that a lot. He's tough. Defensively, he's quick. Cole Anthony, same thing, showed some range, showed some real quickness in the lane too, finishing at the rim. Really ugly hair though. I don't know what he's doing there, but that is beside the point. Like what I saw in him, Mo Bamba is to see him in person is crazy when he's at least a couple inches taller, like Rob Will, Al Horford, and when he I don't know, he puts out his arms, I don't know, whatever. He is long as hell, wingspan, of course, wise, and probably other places. But he's huge, and he can shoot the ball. He had at least 1 3, and they didn't really. The guy's got a song named after him. They don't even give him the ball. There were a couple of times it was Cole Anthony. They did pick and roll with Mo Bamba. The Celtics switched, and so it was Enes Kanter on Cole Anthony, and then Josh Richardson on Mo Bamba. And Cole Anthony versus Enes Kanter obviously mismatched, but give Mo a chance at the post against Josh Richardson. Damn, he's 7 feet tall. I would have liked to have seen that, but they didn't really give it to him. He probably could have had 25 if they did. I think he's still ended up with 17. Then they got the Wagners, Mo and Franz. Franz didn't show a lot as of yet. He looked like he was trying hard out there. I think he made 1 3. Mo showed a little bit there. The Mo Bamba and Mo Wagner, the Mo's were not bad as a little combo there. He had a couple shots against the Celtics starters. So, obviously the Magic are not the most exciting team to see, but I think, they got some pieces there that would be looking into. Obviously Markelle didn't play. Jonathan Isaac didn't play. We got Wendell Carter. Solid. There's not you're not really looking. You didn't show up to see Wendell Carter. He didn't do anything awful or incredible, except getting dunked on by Tatum. But that's fine. They also have like Etuan Moore, Terrence Ross, like random guys, but they can still get buckets. Terrence Ross especially, can be someone that can put up 20 a game, especially on this roster. And if there's injuries, and obviously, I don't know, I could see them moving him. I don't know what you could get in return, but maybe come trade deadline, a contender needs some scoring. Like a New York Knicks who, had trouble last year generating offense. If, Fournier and Kemba can't help them with that, maybe you look at Terrence Ross, or, someone else that has similar problems scoring the basketball. I could see that. So, I don't know. It's obviously preseason. You can't take too much from it, but I think, the Celtics team, I feel good about. I think they'll overperform because they got something to prove now. First year coach, that's always something that I think motivates players, and especially if they like him. I mean, if they don't, you're like an Urban Meyer situation, then not so much. But I think, Ime Udoka seems like a solid guy that you'd want to win for, and it being his first season as a head coach. And I think these players will give it all for him, and I think, Boston's excited about this team. It was loud. It wasn't a full house, but it was a loud house. I'll tell you what. I think that's a good sign. I think people are excited about Boston, Orlando. Obviously, they'll have their time. Maybe. Depending on how that all shakes out. It's funny because I think Jalen Suggs and Scotty Barnes are going to be good. I don't know. The fit's still weird to me where I feel like Jalen Suggs, he's going to prove he's good, but they have Cole Anthony Markelle already there. And then Scotty Barnes is going to prove he's going to be good, but they already have Pascal and OG there. So I feel like they should have, the Raptors should have taken Suggs at 4 like everyone thought, to replace Kyle Lowry, Goran Dragic. I don't know how long he's going to be there. Like, there's room for him. I know Malachi Flynn's there, but, Jalen Suggs is top 5 pick, so he'd probably take that over. And then, the Magic could use a Scotty Barnes on the wing. So that's still weird to me. But really cool to see some preseason basketball, see it in person. I hope to catch another Celtics game. We'll report back to you. But basketball's back, baby. October 19th. Mark your calendars. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. And I hope you take care of yourselves. Take it easy. And I'll see you next time.